let's take a look at how the updates usually roll out every year, especially in the summer, the slow summertime. So historically speaking, we got a March update, June, November, December. It's like a weird, it's supposed to be at the end of every quarter, right? So at the end of March, at the end of June, no, at the end of July, mid-June, at the end of June, the end of August. Man, I do not know my quarters. At the end of September, and then in December. And most of the time, this patch, all of the patches slip, and we end up getting 2 patches in 2 months at the end of the year. But you can see that they kind of follow this cycle all the way back to 2018. Literally, I can't believe that's 7 years ago, dude. Like, wow. Wait, no. Yeah, 7 years ago. It blows my mind because I used to consider Halo 2, or no, I would say Halo Reach was like a very long-term played game for me, and that was like 3 years. Was that even 3 years I played it? Might have been 2 years. Definitely played it a lot more than I play Star Citizen right now, but I still, the amount of time that I've covered or even just followed this one game is freaking gargantuan compared to everything else, except for maybe Satisfactory. That's about it. Just crazy to me is, anyways, that tangent. So March, June, November, December. The next year they slipped a little bit into April, July, October, December. This one came a little bit earlier. Look at that. The next year, again, it was April, this time towards the end of the month. August, October, December, April again, August again, November this time, December. Things started to slip up a little bit in 2022 when 3.17 dropped, and then they kind of had to wait for 3.18 because it was technologically bound. It was not time-based. All of these patches came out on that schedule because they were time-based, and after 3.17, that was out of the, that idea was in the trash. So now it was all about tech. The last time it was all about tech was 3.0, which was what created this whole roadmap and started us on this journey of the actual persistent universe. Before that, it was a small segment, very small slice. So 3.18 took almost a year to come out, and that was a strange year for this game. But then they kind of tried to continue on from there. They released 3.19 just a couple months later because they really wanted to get something out to stabilize things. But then from there, another patch in September, October, making it a little bit weird. This is kind of like one patch split into 2. And then the December patch. After that, they had a May patch, and things got a little weird again. Because, well, for starters, this patch also had a pretty big core tech, freight elevators, which were taking advantage of the cargo refactor. They depended a lot on PES. It's obviously a little iffy at times. And ultimately, this was another core tech delay in a patch. So from May, we had to wait until August. And then again, we had server meshing in 4.0, another core tech delay. So that made all of these patches from 3.18 to 4.0 be like a segment of updates that acted a certain way. That was the middle section. And then back here, these are the before 4 times. So now we're in this new stage where they're still hitting a major patch every quarter. They released their 4.1, I think, in March. I couldn't even possibly keep up anymore. They're releasing their 4.2 now in June. And it would be expected that 4.3 would then come in September. But I don't know. So they label these as Q1 to Q2 because these are encapsulating all of the patches that are in 4.1. So 4.1.1, 4.1.2. Same with 4.2, they're calling this Q2 to Q3. So potentially they could still be releasing 4.2.3 by August. It's just a matter of like, how are they gonna do this? Because if you go to the latest roadmap roundup, the Trodemap roundup, of course. Hopefully they bring up the right one here. June 18th, just last week. Roadmap roundup states that some armor, medium utility armor, has been temporarily removed while we shift it to the Alpha 4.3 column. Since we don't get to be blessed with a proper roadmap anymore, we don't know what the 4.3 column is. But the fact that they're moving that utility armor all the way back to 4.3 kind of insinuates that 4.3 is closer, right? Unless they're just saying, we're just going to push this armor back like 2 more months instead of, say, a month or 2. But I don't know. It feels like 4.3 could be an August update, at least. But maybe they'll wait till September for it. That's just what the updates are looking like right now. We can see that we still have to get 4.2.1, but honestly, they might try to get that out by early July. If they're testing a global event, maybe not. Who knows? Who knows? Either way, those are my thoughts on what it's looking like possibly patch-wise for 4.2, and maybe when we'll see 4.3.